Hi. Hello. Witness here. This just like grand bit of industrial architecture and production. I don't even know what they're doing. Probably recycling, but they're doing it all right. It's interesting. Like you just have this like multi-layered layer just of industrial scaffolds and platforms and FCS alerts. Thank you, Thega. Going up into the skies. I'm not even sure if the light we're seeing is all the way, like that opening on the right edge. There's even more scaffolding above that. How far up do you think it goes? Pretty cool. They just made, oh, sorry. I thought it was Thega that did the FCS alert. Apparently it was Acela. Let's get the HUD on so we can start actually appropriating things properly. Yep. Okay. Sorry, Thega. I assumed you would be the one to use it. I made a mistake. I heard it. I was like, oh, this is a Thega move. Acela's the troublemaker today. Either way, hi. Welcome back. I'm gonna be honest, the last time I played Armored Core 6 did not go well for me emotionally. So I was a bit hesitant to come back, but the patch, I feel like I've done a reasonably good job getting comfortable with the new patches. It's just because, like, I played, like, I just lost a lot. I wasn't using Tidewater, and it just became a frustrating mess of, like, just unpleasant. I was not in a good emotional state, but now I'm in a better one. And I've been working. I have been researching the finer mechanisms of Armored Core design. And I am happy to introduce the next generation of Tidewater technology. May I present Tidewater version 4.0. It's real. So, what are the major differences? So, I should point out that the Tidewater version before patch 1.07 was Tidewater version 3.1. I've had a few Tidewaters, but I've been with 3.1 for like a few months now. So this is the first like major version change that we've had in a while. I am not calling it mouthwash. I am not calling it that. So, what are the major differences? The major differences is that the Santai has been nerfed, and the Lammergeier legs have been slowed down as part of patch 1.07. So, I've had to, like, learn generator efficiencies and proper usage for the first time ever in order to create this new version. So, major differences, as you can tell in the core, we are no longer using the Lam core, we are using the Alba core. This gives us a bit more armor and better efficiency with generators and boosters, at the cost of it being slightly heavier. The Santai generator that we usually have has been replaced with the next level down in terms of Dafeng generator. I think that's the Mingtai. I don't remember its name. And then I've replaced the Flugels with the PO4s, or the PO, I forget what. It's the one that's like the Flugel, but not that one. That's, and then a final thing, which I'm not actually sure if I'm going to keep, but is true right now. I've swapped out the arms from the Melander C3 to the Noct arms. This is technically making us weaker, but I think it's fine. It helps give us a little bit of firearm. So yeah, the Flugels are gone, the Santai is gone, the Lamcore is gone. We're a little bit more Alba. But the results, I think, are pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm in a mission right now. I'll leave the mission just so in case you don't want spoilers for the campaign. I've been slowly tricking Acela into playing the game eventually, and I'm hoping to do that with like the co-op mod or something. So I'll let Acela enjoy the story when it happens. So, actually, let's go into the data real quick. All right, here's the full rundown. Okay, so it's the Mingtai. Okay, so no longer the Santai, it's the Mingtai. I am getting worse energy capacity, but better recharge and recovery. The idea behind... You know what? I am sick of the ranked matchmaking music. I am going into AC test. You may certainly fight against it. Make a room, prepare it while I demonstrate it to the masses. So... the idea here is that the generator Santai has been replaced with the Mingtang. The capacity is lower, but I found ways to get around that. What's very important, however, is that the weight has been reduced significantly by swapping out. That is 4,000 points less weight. And that is enough room to do a bit more on the core side, upgrading from the lightest core ever, the Lammergeier, into the still lightweight but a lot more durable Alba core. There's the Lamb core on this list. There it is. So look, we've lost a little bit of generator and output adjacency and supply adjacency, but we've gained so much in booster efficiency, and that's the trick. I've learned what booster efficiency is. It means when you quick boost, it takes less energy. Which means that even though I'm not using the Santai anymore, I still get a similar number of quick boosts to run with. It also means that given the better supply recovery on the non-Santai generator, I can land, recover energy without having to wait nearly as long. It's still like about a second, but sometimes that makes the difference. I've also, because initially the nerf, like Tidewater 3.1 in patch 1.6, had a horizontal flying speed of 380, it got reduced to 370. But we are slightly lower weight now compared to 3.1, meaning we can go at a speed of about 375. So I think it's a decent compromise. I still have good evasions. My armor resistance against particular elemental damage is slightly better thanks to the Alba. My booster efficiency is still pretty good in terms of how many quick boosts I can do. And I still feel the power that I have. So honestly, I think it's looking pretty alright. I have done a little bit of ranked matchmaking between last stream and now. I try not to, but I was trying to stream snipe Lubaloo of the Rubicon Fight Club just for the funny of it. I did not succeed, I ended up fighting other people, but if there's a discrepancy between the rank of last stream and now, that's why. Okay, Thega, do you have a room prepared? Is there a keyword I need to care about, or is it simply publicly available? It might be, or are you in like the RFC lobby or something? Because I was expecting we would just be fighting directly. And also, apparently you have a lamb build inspired by me. Glad to hear. I saw some, okay. When I was testing this build, I was also on call with Acela, so Acela can vouch for this. I fought against somebody and they were like, hey, I want to show you a lamb build inspired by Tidewater. And I showed up and it was the Tidewater, but orange, slower, bulkier, and named Tide Pod. It was pretty funny. It was an honor to be parodied in such a way. I think I accidentally made a room instead of searching for one, my bad. Yeah, it was Tide Pod. It was really funny. Alright. Thega's here. Let's see what Thega's weird. Seaboard! Okay. I can see the adjacency. Okay. Majestic. That is the Redshift Scythe, red-flavored scythe. Double earshot. I can see the resemblance here. How the heck are you using the Alulas on something this heavy? Interested to find out. You do love your explosives. So, care to give me a bit more detail on why you've named it Seaboard, and also the color palette of your choice? I see that you look very decapitated. That's just sort of what you get with the lamb head. It looks like you just have no head. You're just a headless horse. Ooh, I should build an A, or somebody should build an AC. It glides across space, so you called it Seaboard. Okay, neat. Somebody should build an AC that is sort of like a, what's the name of it? The creature, the mythological creature that like has a head that just sort of flies everywhere, and make it be an AC that has one of those like really flat heads that don't look like it actually has a head at all, and then have like the head symbolically be represented by like an orbital or two orbitals. Like it's just get Seki Bonky on it. Make the Seki Bonky AC. I mean, I'm the Toho fan. I should probably just make that myself. All right, let's see. Tidewater versus Seaboard. I'm beginning to see how it operates here. Okay, you're getting the schmoo on there. That was some good dodging, good quick boosting, good restraint on quick boosting. You are definitely maneuverable. I just can't imagine that your top speed gliding is very high with double ear shots. Oh, okay, that's the combo, I take it. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. I'm seeing the potential here. All right, I want to take a deep dive into the parts here, because I just sort of looked at it, but I didn't look at it. Let's see here. You're using the Firmeza core. What's the Firmeza core like? Huh. You know, not that bad. I mean, I don't want to use it because recharge delay would be increased unacceptably. It would lower my weight, though. Alright, you know, I see the appeal. Yeah, I'm on the upper echelons of weight as well, but that's because I've got, like, an explosive thrower. And an actual head that isn't just a disembodied neck. I reckon that's why you're using the lamb head at all. Just because it's a plate that they put on a stand. Mayhapsen. I've got lighter weight, more energy reliant weapons like the True Nose instead of the earshot, so I can afford to put a bit of my weight into armor and stuff. Also fuel efficiency. I should have checked what generator you're using. Wow. Yeah, I'm enjoying the new music. It's a nice change of pace. I'm exploded. I gotta say, mirror matchups are a little awkward. I've trained you too well. You're learning my strategy, and I don't know how to counter myself because there's only one me. I've never had to fight me before. I do like the philosophy. Instead of utilizing the explosive thrower for your, like, secondary explosive sword, you just have more earshot. Oh! Yeah, if I get hit, I get hit. But I only have to dodge a little bit. I wonder if there's an argument to be made for using the 5-pip grenade thrower on your shoulders instead of the earshot. What's the relative stats of those? Step 1, get one of them. So there's the earshot, and then let's compare it to the scatter bazooka Morley. It's a bit lighter, so maybe you'll have more speed. The attack power is not necessarily that bad, considering it shoots like 5 of them. And it would be an absolute pain to dodge if you're close enough. And maybe it would give you a sort of option at range that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have. I don't know how your EN load's looking, but... Oh, whoops, I forgot to swap back to the Trunos. Hold on. There we go. But what if? And then you're using the generator is the Hokushi. You know, I was considering using the Hokushi on 4.0 Tidewater, but I decided to go with the Mingtang because I wasn't certain that I wouldn't redline myself. Ooh, Majestic is now... Is that the Sampu? Interesting choice. Well, the EN regen is good as long as you don't redline yourself. That's kind of the Hokushi special. And I've learned that because I'm learning. What's the plan with the Sampu? Just shoot? Yeah, maybe Ling Tai then. Or Mingtang. And also maybe the... I don't know. I'm interested in experimenting with what you've created. Like, I'm thinking maybe swap the earshots for the Morleys or something. Maybe... I'm interested in what the Sampu will do for you. Maybe one's an earshot, one's a Morley. Who knows? Yeah, I think you've just been, like, completely snuffed out at long ranges now. That Majestic was doing important work for doing damage at range. You can't use the earshots, they're too slow. I mean, you can, but I'm also airborne, so that's doubly a problem. That's a good mix-up, though. Ram into somebody with the assault boost and kill them with it. I like how the camera does like a cool 360 sometimes. Not even with a kick, just ram them. Just slap them, do the 1 damage you need to remove them from existence. Why the Alulas? If you mind me asking. Wait, what do you mean good QB with the Alulas? I mean, their QB thrust is phenomenal, yes, but their energy consumption is abysmal. I mean, comparatively. 690. Compared to what I use, which is 560. I mean, I guess it's kind of marginal. Yeah, I care a lot more about quick boost energy efficiency, because then it means I can quick boost more times without having to land, as opposed to the actual thrust, which doesn't matter when you're in hover mode. In fact, the lateral speed that the Alulas or any booster give you do not matter, I think, if you're in Lamb hover mode. So for example, I'm going to use the... Just temporarily, I'm going to use the mules in a fight, and I'm going to see if I still get, like, 375 speed hovering. Because in my testing, I'm pretty sure that the thrust stat doesn't apply to a hovering tetrapod. Only, you know, non-hovering tetrapods. Because the hover boosters kind of come with the tetra itself. It's kind of like when you're a tank, except you're only a tank half the time. So only half the time do the boosters you brought to the table for a tetra don't matter. I mean, they matter for, like, booster fuel, like, quick boosters and stuff. But I'm about to have a terrible time using the gills, by the way, in case you were wondering. But this is a test for me, as much as it is for the greater society as a whole. With an abysmal thrust stat, do I still get basically 375 lateral while moving? My ground speed is like 280. And my hover speed is 376. I have a worse thrust stat, but can hover faster than usual. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I am just as fast with the gills as I am with the Alula, so long as I am hovering. That is good to know. Okay, let's go to our respective corners and restart the fight. Beep, beep, beep. Wham! Alright, let's go. Change your melee weapon. Again, the idea is that you can come in close for the attack. Oh yeah, I'm not. Just because I can use the gills doesn't mean I'm going to. It makes me completely vulnerable when I'm recharging energy. Quick boosts aren't particularly good. I imagine the gills might be better for, like, hiding Skyland that never wants to touch the ground ever. But I'm not that, so I refuse to. Oh. Hey. That was actually a cool visual. I liked how my explosive thrower and your scythe blade kind of made an X that crossed paths there. You had a diagonal line, I had a diagonal line. Together we made two diagonal lines intersecting. Okay, I'm going back to the dang PO3s or whatever the heck. To find them, I go for the flugel, and then I figure out which one. Okay, it's the PO4. There we go. Okay, you're back to the Majestic. Got the ear shot, but you swapped out the second ear shot for the Jet Lance. I don't think you should double down on weapons that make you, like, predictable or stationary, because the Jet Lance is, like, once you start charging it and go for it, you're trajectory is very, very predictable. And the advantage of Tidewater's set of weapons is that none of them stop me. Aside from the Trunos, they kind of slow me down a little bit. Like I can use them while moving. I can maintain maximum effectiveness in my offense without sacrificing my maneuverability. Songbirds. Interesting. Willing to try everything but the Morleys, I see. I want to see what a spread bazooka would do on that. I like the Songbirds too. They're what I used. Wait, am I misunderstanding what the Morleys are then? Because I thought Morleys were the spread bazooka. Like, that's explosives. That they explode. They shoot 5 of them per shot. Like that's still explosive. You can blow up. You can blow other people up. In fact, it's more explosive per explosive. Stopped moving. Just metaphorically slapped you out of the way. Oh, that reminds me, I've gotten legal permission to make that one emote you saw me use available on the Discord. I'll put that in place soon. This is definitely effective against me. I can definitely feel like I am not having any need to pull my punches at all. This is an equal fight. I mean, I'll start pulling my punches if I'm winning, but only on a battle by battle basis, not on a on like a player fighting versus player fighting basis. Oh! 50%. Out here. AP at 30%. Yeesh. Oh. That was close. That was fun. An idea has formed. Ah, you swapped out the head for the knocked head as well, I noticed. The arms of the album, that makes sense, but what happens when the changes are put in place? Let's see if we can find it. Wait for the preparing text to go away and see the fruits of our actions. in comparison to last stream of AC6, I gotta admit, having even just one person just available is... What? Wait, what have you done here? The booster's been swapped with the gills, the FCS is the walt, the generator's the Nagai. What machinations have you just done right now? What'd you do? Oh, you swapped the pulse armor. And generator. I don't know all the generator stats off the top of my head except for the Balaam ones. So I can't really comment on... Or I can't really evaluate what the generator change will have done. Oh, okay. Is that because that's a high capacity generator? That the high capacity coral one? Ooh, I get Balteus music. Yeah. I think the Balteus music is my favorite of the new. So the gills, I guess, give you a lot of quick boosts because they're cheap? I don't know. I was only paying attention to the thrust stat. Oh! Oh, you bamboozled me! That wasn't pulse armor at all! That's assault armor and I'm being wrecked by it. That was a matter of order of operations. What exactly was your misunderstanding there? Did you think you were equipping pulse armor, or did you forget what pulse armor is named? Wait, so did you want to put on assault armor or pulse armor, or like was that the correct expansion, or? Okay. Good to know. I mean, it did trick me. You did accidentally trick me. You're using the gills. I think I want to look at the other stats on the gills just to see what... Gills thrust is high. Energy consumption is pretty low. Lower than... mine. Quick boost energy consumption slightly worse than what I'm using. Reload time, however, is lightning fast. Assault boost thrust slightly better. Melee abysmal. Not that it matters for you. Ideal weight pretty low. You're probably getting a penalty on that for Tidewater's weight. That's fine though. The duration is short, so you can kind of spam it multiple times. Interesting. We're learning. Lots of technology on display. Okay, finished changes. Okay, so weaponry's normal. Core is now the VP40S. Arms are still Alba. Skills, well, generator is now VP20C. Are you... I don't remember the VP or the VEs or... Oh, okay, your BRB. Cool. I'm gonna use that time to figure out what exactly you're up to. VP-20C, that is the general purpose. Not necessarily focused on energy weapons, but helpful. Generator with no drawbacks, resulting in a product that provides stable performance in any AC assembly. Okay, and I see how that works. It's worse across the board in the stats I've optimized for, capacity, recharge, and supply recovery. Whereas it's significantly better in post-recovery supply, and energy specialization is neutral as opposed to debuffed. So it's pretty similar to the Ming Tang, with a few concessions made for not debuffing the Coral Scythe you're using. That said, I don't remember if the Coral Scythe is boosted by energy firearm spec. I wouldn't know. Welcome back. I looked at your AC and made opinions about it. The change in core has made the old paint job I did for Tidewater a little different in the core area. Like, it's a lot more purple, and I intended the purple to be more for, so, like, attachment points, which doesn't work on the Alba. I may need to change that. Hey, there you are. You're up and flying. So I can't really comment on your generator change thrust profile that effectively. So I don't think the change to assault armor is helping you that much, given the fact that I do not need to be at point blank range to injure you. And you're mostly just sort of using it on instinct the moment you get staggered, instead of trying to, like, stop me from doing something nefarious. Also, I would still like to advocate for the potential use of the spread bazooka. Can I equip the spread bazooka? I'm definitely gonna be overweight if I do that. Just compared to the delivery boy. Taking this in interesting new directions. I'm gonna be honest, I'm someone who does not generally trust the effectiveness of missiles. If I'm shooting something, I want it to hit. So the fact that the missile just sort of spaghettis its way over and just sort of does its own thing, it unnerves me as someone who wants more fine-tuned control over the situation. The distance between firing it and it hitting the target is a bit too low because it's kind of swirlies. It goes in a very roundabout path. Whoa. Okay. I assume you swap to the lamb core in order to fit the deliveries on there. It seems like you're entering a longer range kiting type strategy. You're becoming a Skyland, or at least a low altitude missile kiter. One thing for the delivery boys is that you kind of forget about them after a few seconds, and they can ambush you. But like, for regular missiles, Tidewater is so fast that I can dodge missiles by just moving in a particular direction relative to the missile. No quick boost is even necessary. Assault boosting. But yeah, not so much the, well, okay, the speed is definitely a factor, but also the like near instant acceleration of a hovering lamb means that I can effectively dodge missiles by doing a correctly choreographed and timed directional input. So long as I know where the missiles are and their approximate trajectory. Because like most missiles, you just move diagonally forward. Some missiles, they track on you for a bit more, so you gotta do like a little circle in place. Sometimes you want a little bit of extra so you actually disengage the lateral movement and ascend slightly. The big pain for me are like the oral missiles, because they are spooky, they are in your ears all the time, and you think you've dodged them, but they rotate so sharply, they will explode upon you and do crazy damage. Oh wait, are those the Morleys I see? You decided to test my theory? Yep, Orly, Morley, Castawar, Lamb, Alba, Lamb, Gills, Abbott FCS. Interesting. Probably a good call. I mean, I'm stuck with the P10 Sults because I have True Nose, and if I didn't have them, the True Nose would be absolutely abysmal at long-range DPS against a moving target. If I only used the True Nose for punishing a stagger, then I could get away with like the Abbott or Talbot or Acellus, even if I were willing. But the fact that I want to use them as a long-range option in regular circumstances means that I'm stuck with the P10 Salt. And I'm okay with that. Those in for damage. Oh, the terminal armor. I will win. Like one-on-one, no health duels to the death, unless the opponent has terminal armor. Because I will unload everything and have nothing, thinking that I don't need anything else anymore. But no. I definitely think it was more effective. So, okay, I've contemplated it in the past few seconds. I think the Morleys are better against an airborne target like myself, but the earshots would be better because of its massive blast radius against a grounded target. So there is a trade-off to be decided upon depending on the nature of your opponent. You may even want to just like split the difference by having one of each. Something to consider. Because then you can use, because like that opens up the possibility for combos. You could like open with the Morley to stagger them with that little bit of Morley spread damage, and then hit him with the earshot as like the follow-up. I don't really need to worry about that because I'm doing double Trunos, and the Trunos can do both of those jobs pretty well. That said, they do be running heavy on the EN requirements. I mean, you can. Like, you're allowed to be overburdened. It's not like you can't deploy when you're overburdened. It just, like, nerfs your quick boost recovery time. I don't like it either. I don't want to be overburdened. But, like, you're using the gills. Is that really so much of a detriment? The gills can, like, counterbalance that the other direction. Maybe. Maybe. Possibly. I guess maybe you get rid of the Kassoar head or whatever you're using, go back to the lamb. Maybe that makes a difference, I don't know. Designing an AC is a very delicate art, one that I am only recently scratching the surface of. There we go. I wasn't just gonna sit there and let that be a curb stop. Are you forced to be stationary when using the sights on the land? Maybe. Maybe not when you're hovering, because like you're a little more stable while hovering. I'd need to check that. Okay. I assaulted the booster there because I wanted to see the cooling animation on the albacore again. It's kind of cool. Like, it just, like, deploys a ring, and then there's, like, a little spinny triangle dealy that, like, redeploys it. It's kind of cool looking. You know, I think that maybe they should make assault boosts faster, but while the core is exposed during the assault boost, you should take, like, additional damage when attacked from behind. Because it'll incentivize going fast with the assault boost, which might be cool for, like, attacking and being quick and stuff. But it will disincentivize using the assault boost to run away because you're exposing your weak point. Okay, Thega, I am perceiving the time and it's been nearly an hour. I would like to take that time slot partition and then, like, move into something else like ranked or something, if that's alright with you. We've been fighting for nearly an hour. Gotta do that balance of, like, entertainment and playing the game. But let's see how a reverse joint does. Probably give you good instantaneous maneuverability, so long as you're on the ground. Part of me wants a weapon that has, like, ridiculous levels of firepower, but only does, like, 1 damage per bullet. Careful, I need to recharge my electricity.
AP at 30%.
Oh, I thought that would overpower it. I thought it would overpower it. I don't know if I was too early or too late. I was just in a sandwich of pain. Earlier, and it wouldn't have been effective against the shield. Later, and I would have been earshotted. I got earshotted anyway. Sorry, Morley. My mistake. Coral at the end there. Good fights. They were good fights. Do not cry emoji face at me. Emoticon. They were good fights. Thank you for seaboarding. Thank you. I will rank a little bit now. Actually, I'm going to do something unconventional. I'm going to begin ranked, but I'm also going to run an ad break right now for 3 minutes. Reset the ad timer. So now this fight's only for the subscribers and YouTube archive watchers. Which honestly, I'm appreciative of both. If you're subscribed, it means you're financially supporting me and the things that I do, and makes it more affordable to do these things for someone who only has this as a source of income. And if you're watching the archives, it means that you're seeing the things that otherwise would have been lost to time. Like, you get to know what happened. You get to see what cool things there are. I worry a lot about, like... Oh, hold on. I just realized I'm queuing for teams accidentally. I don't know why I'm doing that. I worry a lot about, like, there being good moments that happened in streams that... I mean, I can't be the value judge on what people find entertaining. That's something for them to decide. But I worry that if there is something that resonates with people, like they find of value, I worry that there's nobody who's going to see it. That for the stream, they just weren't there at the stream, and that there's nobody going back and looking for those good moments. That's kind of why I hope that, like, in the future I will have many people on watching the stream, and will, like, clip stuff. Or we'll go through the archives to look for, like, funny moments nobody has ever seen. I would like to, like, reward people who go back to old streams and find moments that nobody has evaluated for quality. Give them, like, special rewards as, like, an archaeologist or something. Sure they had terminal armor. Also, that was a very subconscious fight. I was busy talking throughout the first half of that. I'm fighting someone, huh? Their name's Seraph? That's cool. I'm fighting subconscious and harnessing my inner energy. That was a whip shot. That was a good fight. We were trading territory and range and stuff. It was just a very solid, well-executed mid-fight for both of us. Hold on, I'm a little confused. Has the ad break broken? I don't know. Oh, hey, it's me, but different. Interesting. They've gone bulkier but slower, but, you know, with a bulkier legs and frame, they have the bulk to survive the approach. I think we're gonna have to, like, hold back. Alright, have a good time being going, Thega. I will fight this evil doppelganger of myself. I think I have an advantage because they're doubly optimized for close range. Because they don't have a bazooka like I do, they have the Flug... Sorry, no, the Flugel's the thing. They have the Ruger. Okay, they're trying to force him to close range. Fortunately, it didn't work. I won the health trade on that one. Anyway, if you're still here, Thega, have a good. Okay. Going well through the rankings. Not in any rush to get an S rank. So, interesting theory crafting about the meta state of Armored Core 6. The initial tweet that was announcing the release of patch 1.07 about a week before its actual release was deleted a bit after it was made, but before the release of 1.07. Now, if they released the tweet and they were like, oh wait, actually we're not ready, let's delete this, then I completely understand why they would do that. But the thing is that the release happened as scheduled on that tweet anyway. Which makes me wonder what the consequences, like, emotionally are. Like, why did they decide to do that? Because, like, if they wanted to delete that tweet and just be like, oh, sorry, actually, it's at a different time or we're not ready yet or something came up, then that's fine. But they did it anyway. Why delete the tweet? Why detweet it?
AP at 30%.
It's a mystery. And it makes me wonder if they kind of got cold feet about, like, not doing it. Maybe they thought that, well, we've accidentally announced it and everyone's going to be upset if we don't release it, so let's release something. So maybe there was more planned or more refinements that they didn't get a chance to do. Which I'm curious about. Maybe they were going to add new parts, like when they added the lamb and stuff. Oh, that was a close one. Oh boy. They were ruthless. They were not giving me any space to breathe. They said to keep falling back further and further with barely any energy because of all the falling back I had to do. Fortunately, I was able to get in the hits that I needed to stagger them and do insane damage to their alba core and rest of body. If I didn't have that, I would have been in big trouble. At the ocean with the Balteus. And it is Seraph again. I think that was the first person that I subconsciously fought. Not for all of it, but for some of it. Very mid-range when we fight. I think my advantages come when I can get the 1 or 2 melee hits in, plus putting them in place for a good melee into explosive thrower combo. Maybe they should have used the scythe more offensively. Because I'm told by people that the blue scythe is better at charged attacks than the red scythe. But the red scythe is better at not charged attacks than the blue scythe. And they were only using the scythe to hit me while I was staggered, which is suggesting to me perhaps that they should use the red scythe for that. Especially since they were doing it in 1-2 hits and not charged attacks. Then again, I could be mistaken. I could have been misinformed. Sometimes you just have to trust that the person you're fighting has a plan and that they are executing on that plan. It's like, I don't know how to make a scythe AC. That's not my wheelhouse. Real patient. I should have been more aggressive. Alright. Priority is close range. I understand now.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Darn it! Their chip damage was phenomenal! Their dodging was also pretty darn good. Wild. Positively wild, I dare say myself. Downright shocking and unexpected. Game Warden. Seems like long short combo. Like, not really sure how to parse those weapons. They got a melee, but they also got the true nose and a big laser heck cannon. Where'd they go? There they go. I've been goaded! Moves. Okay, but I think I understand them. They're kind of like me in that they just sort of get close and then beat down on the opponent. But in a sort of different way than I would go about it. That was weird. They seem to have, like, got staggered, but not for long. And they didn't think they needed the shield, but they did. I don't think I was so much of a fan of this music in the rank versus than the other new ones. I have opinions and preferences. Likes and dislikes. Interests and disinterests. Tell you what I'm interested in knowing right now is what my next opponent will bring to the table. A lot of people fighting. Opponent is Mecha Dragon. Double, like, rapid fire gun. I think that's a shield in his scythe. So expect him to stagger at mid-range and then hit me with the scythe. That makes sense. That is sort of a play style that I struggle with. Because it means that they're evasive at mid-range. Oh no, that's a laser cannon. Never mind. That's not a shield at all. Wait wait a minute. Their name is Promotion Thrower. Is that a thing? Is that what I mean, I don't try to do that, but... Does that mean they go up to promotion phase and then, like, deliberately lose? Or does that mean they throw for people promoting? Or do they ruin people's promotion phases by making them throw, by them being bad against them? I don't know. Good job landing up there. It's always cool when they land in a particular location that's statistically difficult to be at. Like, they could have landed on the floor, but no, they landed on top of that building in the middle of Contaminated City B. I mean, it's not enough for something to be statistically unlikely for it to be interesting. I could partition out any rectangular area in Contaminated City B, and the fact that an enemy would possibly fall into it and perish at that location is statistically unlikely, but the partition itself is arbitrary. When there's a completely unplanned existing thing that is different from the normal expectation, like it's a very simple category, landing on floor versus landing not on floor. It's a very clear distinction. And not on floor is less like... That combination makes it emotionally interesting. Okay, that was weird. They went terminal armor twice.
50%. AP at 30%.
Didn't even bother to get hit for 1 damage there. There we go. I solved it. What if I can trick them? I'm gonna try to trick them. Capra, hello! I'm getting them. Trick them into coming towards me. Oh, I think they've given up. Got him. How you doing, Capra? You existing? You really working on all your cool projects? You've got a lot of cool projects, and I know you're working on them. Stuff is... okay, scythe, laser, shotgun, other things. I think that's a missile launcher? Could be the cannon that looks like it should be a missile launcher. Gotta watch out for that. Ha! I was far away from you. those energy weapons. They do damage. They hurt. I am injured as a consequence of their existence. And their execution of purpose against me. I do not like their purpose, because their purpose is hurting me. Figuring it out. They don't have the Wooger. I can get close, because that is the crossbow laser shotgun, not the boxing glove laser shotgun. Now granted, they do like to be a little close, because they have the sight, and they want to sight them up. Not too close. We are. Behold, I stand on top of an elevated surface overlooking the surface you are on, which is lower than myself, thus providing narrative weight to my perceived superiority over you. Gotta make sure to do stuff like that. Make sure you're not just like winning, but also like acquiring narrative superiority. Kind of helps. Like it's how you generate plot armor. Yeah. People always talk about having plot armor. They don't really talk about how to get plot armor. There are methods. Some might call them rituals. And plot armor is bestowed upon you. It is generated. It is manifested upon yourself. Ooh, laser shotgun, laser cannon, that is definitely a shield, and then that's the plasma missile launcher on the other side. I'm getting better at identifying these things. So the fact that they have a shield is immediately a concern to me. I will have trouble staggering them at my leisure. But hopefully they're slow. And I can hold them at long range to an extent. That's more like it. Okay, they were trying to run out the clock. I wouldn't let them. I'm getting them. I'm getting them, Capper. They're being got. This is like the most subtle, plausible deniability rat I've ever seen. was a fierce fight. Neither one of us was letting up. It came down to the wire and I only had 72 AP left. You know what, in a grand scheme of things sense, I think that fight was won because I was using the Alba instead of the Lamb Core. Because I just have that... actually, no, wait, I think I'm wrong. I think the Lamb Core is designed for anti-energy defense over everything else. Yeah. So in this instance, I think... Never mind, I was wrong. Using the Lamb Core would have made me a bit more survivable there, given their energy weapon specialty. Point is, that was a lovely fight. Just tense throughout the whole thing. Will this shot connect? Will their shield be up? Will I be hit by a stray laser? Will the plasma chip me down to oblivion? All factors that had to be considered. Mirror. Okay, you've got the cursive, you've got the blade, you've got another blade. I don't know what's on their fourth thing. I expect you to come in close. Maybe hit me with the cursive and then just hit me with a million melee things. I also get the impression that if I'm hit and staggered by you once, I lose. So I'm going to stagger you instead. Yeah, that's definitely the impression I get from you. Reset, try again, buddy. Fool! You assault boosted forward into a bazooka! Yeah, this is definitely an AC I'm fighting that is one strategy, all or nothing. Which is cool, but not that hard to force it into the nothing can. Fun though. Fun to experience. Okay, so 3 more victories with a margin of error of 1 defeat. And we are at A4- once more, which I think is a decent milestone to aim for right now. I do not want to rush back to S rank. I know some people like to, they just like to be like, I am S rank and I will be in S rank at all times to show just how S rank I am. I can wait. Our opponent is Mirror once again! The rematch. I wonder how their strategy will adapt to an enemy they've already experienced and can therefore somewhat predict. Seems more missile-oriented, which is interesting. Missiles definitely helps to attack me at longer ranges. But overall, though, the approach leaves vulnerabilities to the exact thing I'm good at fighting. Bulk your armor also possibly.
At 30%.
1 hit. 1 kill. Felt like I was about to be got there, though. That Oh, spooky. Compelling days are to be had. Lot of good. And it's back to Idless. Idless known for being very good at evasion. Be careful. And by known, I mean in the 2 fights that we've already had today. So we're going to be hard-pressed to actually gain hits in while they slowly whittle down our defenses and just destroy us over time. Unless that happens. We also know the terminal, Humbert. So they terminal. I guess they gave up. On one hand, I want to counter their giving up with my own strategy of just waiting for the timer to run out, just to disincentivize that kind of mindset. But on the other hand, I don't want to, like, perform arbitrarily cruelty upon somebody. Yeah, I think their heart's not in it anymore. I'll send you off proper. Maybe I should try and rush to S rank just as a matter of public decency. I never try to lose unless I'm trying to get a sound effect and the music is muted for the funnies of a thing that I said I was going to edit and never actually edited. And even then, I didn't, like, throw the match. I just sort of played suboptimally. So it's not like in any of these matches I'm trying to, like, stay in A rank. It's just that I definitely think my skill level is perhaps over the A rank regular guard. And that maybe I should have gone to S rank in the time when A rank also had people going to S rank in it. Because now I'm just beating people who are, like, some step below on the rank-based skill level. And I don't want to just win for free. I want to win. But I'm not going to deliberately undersell my abilities just to win more often. I'll get the S rank when I get the S rank. If I'm not getting the S rank, it means I'm not in rank, and therefore not a part of the pool of people who would be fighting people unfairly at a particular skill level. Oh, they got their combo! Nice. Cool, so that's what that looks like. Now to never experience it again, hopefully. Oh, they gave up at the end. I'm not going to say that there are some strategies that are better or worse morally than others, though I do have negative opinions about extreme long-range, non-core theory type fighting. But I do think that there are some fighting styles or play styles that promote bad mental conditioning. Like, if you're using a very all-or-nothing playstyle, then you are either herb-stomping your opponent into the ground with your very successful massive combo, or you're giving up. Like, you cannot get it to land, and you're like, well, I guess there's no use fighting. Which I don't think is a good mindset to have in general for this game or other games like it. Similarly, I think that my early days of not using a core expansion at all has promoted my skills at dodging and effective maneuvering and keeping evasive in all circumstances, fighting to destroy my opponent before they get the chance to ruin me with a lack of core expansion weakness that I had. And I think that made me very good at adaptability, analyzing my opponent, because I had to survive. If I had a core expansion, then in any situation where I was, like, in the thick of it, about to be annihilated, I would just sort of hit the expand button. And maybe there would have been a lesson there that I would have lost. Deep philosophical thoughts here at 1 hour 43 minutes into this stream. Well, we've hit A4 hyphen, so let's go to the RFC lobby. There are no... Oh, right. Still have the keyword from when me and Thig were fighting. There we go. Let's see how the RFC's doing. Classic RFC location. I'm here mostly because I want to do some commentation of matches. Unfortunately, there's nobody here, so I will simply wait for a little while. Hey! Necron/Domino/AC1PP Black Dragon is here. And don't think I didn't notice you in the list of users in chat. I know you're here specifically because you saw me go here. You're not sneaky. I'm too sneaky for you. I am maximum sneak. But also, hello, thank you for being here. Yeah, countered. You ain't hiding. I have the list. I can look at it occasionally. Alright, you got the gun, you got the sight, you got the earshot, you got the... Is that the orbital? Great. RFC party time brought to you by me. Do not earshot me from infinity range, please. Yeah, it seemed like the correct range, so that wouldn't hit anymore. I did it! I dodged without having to go backwards! No. So I went pretty far away either way. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. The instinct is to dodge something the moment it becomes a known threat. But for something with such a long windup as the charge scythe, it actually is bad for you to do that. Not fun. I really need to use my jump height to dodge that. is solid. GG's to you. Hey, you've arrived. Welcome. Should probably like have the RFC chat open so that I can like, if there's like communication in the lobby but not to me, I can see it. Also, Domino, can you please type something in the chat real quick? I want to make sure that something is happening right now. Just like a single letter is all I need. Okay, my fears were confirmed. For reasons I do not understand, your chat messages are not appearing on the on-screen chat, which is weird. I don't know how to fix that. But before that's a problem, let's evaluate this fight going on between GamerGuy999 in Bloody Laceration versus Necron in the AC1PP Black Dragon. Now, we've seen Necron and Domino in action just before since I was fighting. So let's evaluate what GamerGuy is doing here. Assault armor clearly appears to be using the pile bunker as well as the double halted shotguns and these dual missile launchers. Hey, Acela, you are successfully typing in the chat. Yeah, your chat's fine. I think it's on a person-by-person basis. It's very consistent for who is and is not working for. So I imagine the plan here is to use those dual missile launchers to try and do some stagger over time, move in with the shotguns to do some good stagger, and then when the stagger is in place, use that good old pile bunker to provide a sliding uppercut right to the face of the opponent. Unfortunately, that time, the sliding uppercut was cancelled due to both being staggered at the same time. For another opportunity to go forward, but it seems like, oh, good stagger on deck. Is it enough? Ooh, bit too slow. Assault armor goes out, but it's not enough to block the earshot. The winner is Necron. Can't you only throw if it's deliberate? It didn't look deliberate. I think the correct term for suddenly losing in a way that is not indicative of your skill level is choking. Alright, yeah, that's fine. It happens. You are not in peak form right now, which is fine. What is this, ranked? You know, you don't need peak prowess to do a custom match with people who are having friendly conversation. That's not how that works. Okay, so like what in the world could possibly be happening to make the chat messages? Because this is not the first time this has happened. And it's so consistent per person. I'm gonna need to investigate this. I'm gonna have to open a ticket with myself to fix that. So double shotgun, dual missile launcher, not much that I would consider a severe threat. I can outrange most of what they have. And I think my stagger is going to be stronger than your stagger. Especially when I can pull stunts like that. Ooh, but you are very slippery. But very fragile. GG to you as well. Okay, so the only thing that I could possibly think could be the problem with the chat is... Oh, wait, hold on. I have a theory. Domino, I need you to test something. Start a chat message with an asterisk and then a space bar, possibly. Okay. Didn't work. Interesting. So, the theory there is I do have a few filters placed on chat messages so that, like, chat spam on the administrative side doesn't happen. Like, if you redeem, like, card draw or whatever, the card you drew will not appear on the on-screen chat. Similarly, I have the Ko-Fi half-hour alerts that don't show up on the public chat but show up in the stream chat. But when the Ko-Fi bot is giving an announcement of an event that happened, I do want those to show up. So I preface those with an asterisk so that I know that those are special messages that should be promoted. So my thought was that maybe it was canceling it out because it thought you were the Ko-Fi chat. Like maybe I checked I broke the if statement in some awkward way. And so I thought that maybe putting an asterisk there would cancel out that filter, but that did not seem to work. So I no longer know what's going on. I'll try and check the code. It's a jumbled mess of JavaScript, which I sort of inherited from Stream Elements and modified for my own purposes. Hi, Capra. You're just the invisible chatter. Where'd my enemy go? Oh! Found you! GG. Okay, I guess now Necron and I fight. The order has been swapped. Hey, Corvus real. I've seen Corvus around. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the person that made Tide Pod. Yeah. I'm associating names to events. For those of you who came in late, they made a parody of Tidewater called Tide Pod. It was very orange. It wasn't that good because it was a lot slower and couldn't dodge as well as I could, but it was really funny. There it is. Wait, this is the shipyard. Yeah. I was worried it was Jorgen for a second, and I just completely failed to remember what Jorgen looked like. I would have been convinced. How did you think you were gonna hit that earshot shot? There's like no line of sight. I know you like to shoot an earshot at the very beginning. Okay, that one. A lot more realistic. But also, a lot more predictable. I guess it's meant to counter people going on top of that ship specifically in the dark. But as this map beta, I tend to just sort of sit in the open space over here. If you want me to go to you, though, I'll certainly do that. Hello. Ooh, double stagger. That was a foolish use of the Trinos. If I was a little sooner, it might have made sense. That one, though, was ambitious. I gambled on you not dodging, and it worked. Because I did not have tracking on those. GG to you as well. I feel like I gotta forward your messages vocally so that the rest of the world knows that you sent them, since you're not showing up on the dang chat. What has happened with Excels? I'm gonna turn it off and on again. Yeah, I know you can see them in the chat for Twitch, but not on screen. Not on Excels. Like, you see that rectangle in the corner? That's where they go. That's where they're supposed to go. Oh, wait, hold on. This is Tide Pod, basically. I mean, it's not the one named Tide Pod, but it's basically the AC that was Tide Pod at the time. Alright, so, as you might expect from something that's basically Tide Water but orange, it's got a majestic explosive thrower. It's utilizing a shield and a javelin instead of the double true note. A bit of an evolution in the design, designed to make it a little bit bulkier, at the cost of speed, but also a lot more designed for mid-range combat. And you can see some good results there. Demise is gonna have a tough time punching through that. Just a Lammer hover, reasonable speed, allowing you some good maneuverability while dodging those blades. That shield also making it pretty bulky. And the spam of explosives, bazooka, or ET otherwise is just going to be completely impressive at mid-range. I don't know if Corvius is here, but it was a good fight. Okay, next fight up will be Necron versus somebody. I don't want to see if Necron can crack the Corvius better than that last fight. Just because I want to see what its weaknesses are. Ah, no, it's going to be Gamer Guy and Necron. That's fine. And then I'll fight the not Tidewater. Orange water. Water is not typically orange. Though I can imagine a river with, like, extremely high concentrations of, like, mud in it. Or like clay or some material of that nature, making it look very orange. Maybe even a somewhat bright orange. Alright, the classic AC1PP Black Dragon versus Demise. Does Demise have a second shoulder-mounted thing? no. Interesting choice, therefore, to put it in the right arm and not the right shoulder. You could open the possibility of doing repeated punches at no additional cost, but I guess you just don't want to. You do have the market cornered on melee regardless, so I think that's probably fine for you. And a very, very solid combo. Horrorblade into Majestic into the Maul Blender. Do this from the Necron view. Manages to evade, uses the coral, not coral, but the sight. The blue sight. Still gets hit with the blender. Assault armor counters into assault armor double counter into another blender. Oh no. That is a tough situation to be in. Oh, I've just been informed by the Mafia that pre-roll ads are back on. Darn. Okay. Corvius Real. After that, I think I'll try and run another ad break just real quick to get those pre-rolls out of the way. You will experience 3 minutes of not commentary. For this, I apologize. I would appreciate a return to those sort of like small pop-up ads that you usually saw at like the bottom of YouTube videos. Now it's like all video ads. And I know Twitch does have a few like pop-down ads, like it's a new tab in between the video and the chat if you're on like a mobile device. Don't know how it is fully because I don't really watch other streams. Okay, so the mirror matchup, let's see how this goes. My advantage, speed. Their advantage, shield. This is me winning. They don't know. I invented this. I invented this. As far as they know, I invented this. I expect another matchup. Okay, I will not commentate this one and instead run an ad break and then probably commentate it anyway because I can't help myself. Must resist urge to make statements about what I am perceiving. I'll still do like camera work and stuff. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not even gonna be on screen. That's how muted I'm gonna be. That's how silent I will. And that is the match. Good stuff. Oh no, Gamer Guy has swapped to a different AC. They are now blurry. An interesting adjective to be attributed. Looks like the next match will be... I wasn't paying attention. I saw too many red text. I don't know who was associated with who. Logically, I think it would be me versus Wilson. But I'm not certain. Well, it's definitely Wilson. It's going pretty good. The fight happened. It was pretty nice. Now I'm fighting Wilson, I think. Yes, I am. So, once again, my advantage, speed, their advantage, shield. I kind of like my advantage, though. And yet. Nah, because it also negates their kick. They have to drop their shield to shoot me.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Oh, the chip damage! I would have got it. I would have got it if I had enough energy to survive that. They got one. They were very close to getting two. Looks like they're about to communicate in the Rubicon Fight Club collective unified chat between YouTube, Twitch, and their Discord. We're about to say some letters. I saw that is typing message show up. Alright, who's next? Another Necron Gamer Guy fight. This time, the AC is different. We're now fighting with Blurry. Ooh, Blurry is a Tetra. Mid-weight. Laser stuff. The reason I don't open my own lobby is because I want people to show up. And if they're in the RFC community, it means that, one, I recognize them and I know what they're about. And also, it means I can communicate with them, even if we're not communicating through the... like, this Twitch chat. For instance, Corvius has just spoken to me using the Rubicon Fight Club, like, methodology. And they probably would have had no idea to be able to contact me, even though I'm streaming, if I were not communicating through there. I'm a part of the community. I want to help the community. And look at you all. I have collected you into the lobby. I am benefiting society somewhat. Anyway, speaking of society, let's look how the Civil War's going. Long-range fighting, Necron's trying to get close, but the energy beams are dealing decent damage. Laser blasts. Earshot goes out, does not connect. Scythe goes out. Pretty good option considering how horizontally stable a Tetra would be. Ooh, unfortunate earshot miss, but the stack of time for both. It is Gamer Guy who falls first. Not enough to capitalize, but they are evenly matched. The lasers, though. Major damage. Necron's gonna have to watch out for being eviscerated. Evisceration has occurred. And thus. And thus. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm only like half paying attention to the fight and half paying attention to the fact that I'm talking. Those are some strong missiles. Who shall fight next? Answer, Blurry. Okay, so it's tetrapod on tetrapod. This is gonna be a fight. And it's energy weapons, which I am elementally weak to. Both materially and psychologically. I just don't see as much threat in energy weapons because they don't stagger me, but that's what's insidious about them. They murder me anyway. There you go. Solved it, but too late. GG's to you as well. So that one requires a good bit of solid countering and contemplation. Otherwise, you're not gonna get as far as you're trying to get. You're not gonna reach the cream. Hey, it's Taoian. We have a new opponent in the mix. I mean, I suppose I could theoretically make my own, like, lobby and just have a armored core sect of the community to do armored core stuff with. I just worry that nobody would show up. It's a big responsibility. Okay, so Wilson has now reached its more real manifestation. Double laser crossbow shotgun, laser cannon, and shield. Much more oriented around bulky defense and big powerful laser beams. Unfortunately, they appear to be taking some pretty strong hits. They are holding up the aggression. Close. 8 goes to the lasers. From the Necron, we have an earshot at long range. Does not connect. The earshot does connect, not enough to stagger. The laser beams are therefore still a threat in play. There goes one. There goes the other. There goes the third. There goes the fourth. There goes the fifth. Wow, you really get a lot of shots with that. I think I understand the design philosophy of it, though. Yeah, because you can charge up and fire alternatingly about 4, maybe 6, based on the overheat potential. And then they're also buffering it with the laser cannon on the shoulders to allow for more cooling in between shots. So that's just a very, very well put together, efficient in an energy sense combo. Very frightening, actually. And now I'm fighting Blurry again. Hopefully I've learned something. Ah, you have swapped for the earshots instead of whatever you had before, which I think were a shield and something else. Probably an energy missile. Okay. Now that's just impolite. Can't actually follow up on that hit, but I am winning.
At 30%.
Oof. Net code for that one. Then again, I think the crossbow does have a blast radius. Not every energy weapon does, but I think that one might have one. Fall for that one. Ho 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 ho! Merry Christmas! Yeah. Those lasers are tough to miss. It's just turning into like a full Tetra party. Well, I have 2 leg when can have 4. Next up, it will be Wilson versus Goru. I don't know if that's supposed to be Elite Speak translation of something. Probably not. It's usually pretty clear. Ooh, Jorgen. You can tell because not everything's loading in properly. Versus, we've got a gun there, we've got the knife, other things as well. I really had a hard time identifying what the plan was. I mean, they definitely have a knife, so it's probably some percent stagger. I would imagine the bullet orbitals, perhaps? But they're not doing much to begin with. Wait, nope, I see it. There's some laser tracking drones. And knife, definitely knife. Is that a linear rifle? Possibly a handgun. I mean, I could keep trying to guess and ask, but I'll get an answer the moment we go to the proper fight. Well, phase 2, I mean. Now we go to phase 2. Okay, that's a knife, that's something else as well. It is... I think that's the ducket? Yeah, I think that's the ducket. Yeah. Loot low ducket dagger turret. Makes sense. So the idea is loot low and ducket for stagger, turret for incidental damage, and then the dagger for punishing stagger. Unfortunately, you are also very good at punishing stagger yourself. Wacky times. What? Where'd they go? Well, no, we shouldn't assume that. I've had connection issues before where like just everyone in the lot. Okay, well, everyone's still here, so maybe not, but still. We can assume a little better than the worst. Next fight, I wasn't paying attention. It is Rain Lancer. Rhine Lancer? Written Lancer. Earshot Majestic, Coral Thing, 4 Thing versus me! Okay. So... bazookas and a blade is what I could parse. And you do love your earshot at the beginning of the match for some reason. That's like your favorite move. Not enough speed. We've been a bit more evasive. Preempting the earshot. Yep. Oh, that was ambitious. Like you like to fight in the open air. Oh, that was cool. That was the cool one. I like that one. It was cool. And won. And I won it. Good stuff. GG to you also. Continuing to transcribe your messages when they are narratively relevant. Next up, looking like Blurry versus Wilson. Gonna be a match of the Energy Tetras. Except, according to GamerGuy999, this is going to be a weird version of the build. Excited to see what that's about. Looks like it's... what is that? Fasan? Is that the bubble blower? Is that the shield thrower? It's one of them. Versus Wilson evolved form. And then the fourth thing is that a shield? Oh, that's the coral shield. And that is the shield thrower. Interesting. The epic standoff. This is the most interesting fight. It's really interesting to see two fierce forces throw massive laser cannons at each other, which are just sort of shrugged off repeatedly due to the nature of the shields being used. So victory goes to Blurry. This is a cool fight. Just conceptually. Unstoppable force meets immovable object type of stuff. Now on the Wilson side of things, we see a very similar story. This time though, there's the added factor of the shield throwers that are putting a dent in everything. Blurry's taking a strong beating, but that beating has ended with the stagger running out, and now it is Wilson's turn to be hit by multiple laser blasts. Tries to pulse armor and a counter pulse armor. Shields are up, hits the shield instead of the enemy. Cannon fire's going out. It looks like the hits are connected for both sides. It's a matter of who gets staggered or who gets chipped. I think it's next hit wins. And the win goes to Wilson. It is now 1-1. We go to phase 3. So it does seem like those shield throw shots are making a difference. I have seen multiple shots that were thrown by Wilson hit those shields, so their tactical positional use is going to be important. That was a good block with the shield thrower. But big laser combo, it's not looking good for Wellston. Or it's not looking good for Gamer Guy, sorry. Pulse armor goes up. Counterfire batteries, but it's gonna be close the moment the shield's down, and it is. They've even transitioned to using some non-charged diffuse laser shots because that's how low Blurry's AP was. The victory goes to Wilson. That was a tough one. Cool, it looks like Domino is not here for some reason. No word on why this would be in the chat. Either a mysterious disconnect or has simply left for greener pastures with less cows on it. And by cows, I mean Tetras. Corvius has apologized for what they must test. I assume that's to me because I'm their next opponent. I've responded with, "You are forgiven, maybe." And Corvius denies the forgiveness. Like, no, I am not forgiven at all. Okay, double reverse joint, double Zimmerman. I don't know what the back weapons are. This is definitely something. Alright, what exactly have you done here? Next question, where are you? Oh, there you are. I definitely see the threat. Double Zimmerman, close range oblivion is just a true statement about it. So we keep at range. Try and make sure that our shots connect well. I saw that blip. They're behind that tower and probably climb. Nope, they're there. Okay. Do not engage. I hit the highway pillar. Okay, so that went well. A lot more long range than I'm comfortable fighting in, but we managed to make it work. I am fairly adaptable. That's the benefit of Tidewater. I'm reaffirming their forgiveness. Anyway, as far as this one, oh, it's me. Okay. It's me versus Blurry, I think. Yes. I'm probably not gonna win. But I will fight. And I will probably try, I think the correct move to make would be to stay at long range, do a bit more mid to long range evasion. Gives me more. Oh no, wait. This is the shield version. Okay, so the coral shield has been replaced with a sight. I did not realize that. Cool. Maybe I should forego my normal rollout like this. Because I have this rollout, I enjoy doing it, it makes me feel a sort of sentimental joy. But like, I feel like I need to be at higher elevation. I feel like if that Majestic had hit, things would have gone differently. GG. I think the next match is Blurry Wilson. No, it's me, Wilson. The shield thrower has some uses. It's just very, very circumstantial, situational. Like, it's hard to fit into a general purpose AC. It's got to be pretty gimmicky. And in that case, you fall victim to the rock, paper, scissors nature of gimmicky ACs. I see it. Good dodging. Majestic. I got hit with the double stab. That's what you get. That's what you get for assault armoring or just using your core expansion while being stabbed. You gotta expect it for those with the knife. They know what to do. Just enough speed. And they're gone. Well, I guess it's blurry time. Will I finally succeed at focusing my vision. Maybe. Orpheus has thanked us for the fight, but must leave now. So a good time to them on their adventures in walking the dog, apparently. Meanwhile, another fight here. Though I may stop doing this soon. It's been almost 3 hours, and unlike other games, this one is very high action, very exhausting. You missed! Looks good. Solid! Well executed dodges, I feel. The stagger combo. Everything was going perfectly except for that. Okay, though. I did it! Finally be blurry. Well, a version of blurry. GG. G and also G. We're rounding up to the next hour, so unless there's some other person who randomly showed up into the lobby, which there is not, I think I am going to make this next fight my last. For today, at least. Select your blurry version, and we shall see what happens. This is for absolutely nothing. There's no stakes involved. But it feels more sentimentally meaningful that this is the final match of the day. Crowd. What is crowd? Tetrapod double linear. Oh, is that the Lotus missile? This is gonna be an interesting one. Lotus barrage. It could be. It could also not be. I am pretty weak to linear guns. Because they shoot me at long range and I'm not as long range as them. I also have no idea how the Lotus barrage will factor into the equation. But also, we're here to fight. Fight's what I'm gonna do. Combat. Warfare. Terminal. You weren't a registered terminal user. I didn't know this. You didn't have a license for that. So I do think that I have the advantage on firepower, but you are a bit of a tricky opponent to reach, I will say. Plus, dodging the linears is a bit of work. Uh-oh. Oh, right, good. Okay, we're living.
AP at 30%.
Yeesh! Okay, we live. $213. Okay. Good fights. Good fights. Good day. Good stream. Good community. Good talk. Good solicitations. I leave. I'm not getting any bright ideas. Hey. All in all, good stuff happening today. I hope you enjoyed the new Tidewater version 4.0 for the 1.07 patch. And I hope you enjoyed being here. This was a good time. This was a lot better than the last Armor Core 6 stream where nobody showed up and the matches were a lot more salt-inducing. So, a welcome return to good times, which is honestly a relief for me. I've been stressed the past few months and probably scheduled to be stressed the next few. So, the times like this are good to have. I'm Exception. This isn't TV. Have a good day and good night.